This summer, I went down to Banos, Ecuador to work at a foundation that not only provides English teaching classes for the Ecuadorians there, but also an after-school program for the children. I originally did this as a way to fill a requirement for the IB program, International Baccalaureate, where we have to make up a leadership project that brings our talents and our sense of leadership into the real world. It has to have a sort of worldly connection. So we had a family friend that brought this idea up because she helped found the foundation. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, just go with it, see what happens. You know, go for 10 days, have fun, come back. I thought it was going to be just another thing. And then I got there. And what happened when I was working with the kids, it was kind of that feeling of, wow, something else goes on outside our little box that we call home. And I look back from being there and I see what we do every day and how materialistic we are, no matter how much we say we're not. And I sit and I see how the things that we own make us who we are. Because I can even say it about myself. I mean, I graphed my entire project on a blog, so. However, it also made me appreciate my own life. And that having these things that we take for granted every day, such as TVs, computers, the cell phone that I'm reading my speech off of right now, how they really help us. But when I went there, they had nothing. This foundation is all that those kids have, because that's what keeps them off the streets, that's what keeps them out of trouble while their parents are working. People say that third world is politically incorrect and that it should be called an emerging nation, but I don't see Ecuador emerging from anything anytime soon. And you can really see that through the children, because you sit back and you see what you're doing makes them happy, and that bringing them the littlest thing can make them smile. When I went down there, I brought about $400 worth of costumes to them. And I will never forget, the most popular costume was that Spider-Man outfit. Went there, brought it down there. Within 3 days, it had rips and tears all over it. I also went down there and actually taught them music. I brought down the Janet Allen song, Listen to the Spirit, and tried to teach it to them. And I'll never forget this one little girl, her name was Adela. Every day, she came in about 45 minutes later than everyone else when it opened. She came in about 4:15, we opened at 3:30. First thing she would do was sit down and read for the 10 minutes that they have to every day. And then she'd come and find me and look up at me with those big brown eyes and start singing. So for about 3 hours, I'd sing the same, listen, listen, listen to the Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. Hard. About 1,000 times over. But I'll never forget her, because she's the one that made me realize these things. That 2 lines of a song can make someone smile, or just singing someone can make someone smile. And I think that this church needs to do more of that. Because America in general just sits back, and when we do get involved, we get involved in ways of violence or intervention, or, some sort of, here, we're going to go put ourselves here and fix you. But you're trying to change a government, and you're not trying to have any effect on people. And I think that if you actually went in and really just tried to make the people happy, that maybe eventually some good would come of the world. I guess all in all, it comes down to being that showing love is a sign of happiness, and being loved is what really makes you happy. Because I was down there for about 10 days and I worked with those kids for about 5, but I can tell you that I loved every single one of them, no matter how annoying they got. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running.
Yeah.
Or speak slower. It's really hard to interpret Spanish when you don't know what they're saying. It had a really humbling effect on me because, as most of you know, I'm very involved in technological things. I intern at a recording studio. I'm on my iPhone all the time. People see me on Facebook. Someone told me that this morning. And you know what? I could probably never turn my phone off for one day. It'd be very difficult. So I'm not going to sit here and encourage you guys to do that and to look at the world a different way. I'm just encouraging you to look at the world a different way. You don't have to go and do something drastic like turn off all your electronics, because that's also what our society rests on anyways. But if you took a couple minutes, sit and think, what can I do to help someone else out there? And do it. It's probably one of the most rewarding things that could ever happen to you. So I leave you with this. If you want to make a difference, do it. It doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to go all the way out to Ecuador like I did and get food poisoning and go on buses and chase buses because you had to go to the bathroom and they left without you. You don't have to do all of that. It doesn't have to be a totally worldly experience, because this happens in America as well. I would love if you did something worldly. That would be great. But it doesn't have to be hard. And if you do it, I want you to come to me and I want you to tell me how you felt. Because I know you're going to feel so much better than you did before you started.